Is anybody here?
Evan Greenspan is alive, and we are beaming through several channels. Hopefully you are viewing this from one of them, either on YouTube. Hello to our YouTube viewers. If you're joining us on Facebook, we want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom as well. And if you signed up to the Adat Ari El website, you can see us live streaming on the live streaming section. But we are delighted today to bring you a wonderful Chazan who will lead us through our davening. It is Evan Greenspan, renowned for many other services. My Mincha Yom Kippur is the highlight for me when Evan gets to lead, and he does many other things as well. So over to you, Mr. Greenspan.
No shofar tonight.
No, that's right.
No shofar tonight. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Now, Jessica and I have different sidurim, so you're going to have to help me with the pages. Yes, so in the red one, we're going to start with Yedid Nefesh. If anybody's using this one, it's on 194. And I just wanted to share one thing about Yedid Nefesh. Things I learned in quarantine over the summer. Shabbat traditionally begins with Shir HaShirim. And we're supposed to read it every Friday afternoon before Shabbat, which is, of course, an allegorical love song between God and Israel, between God and all creation. And it's supposed to set the tone of love for Shabbat. And Yedid Nefesh is kind of a coda to that. Yedid Nefesh literally means beloved of the soul, beloved of the Nefesh. Av HaRachaman, compassionate Father, draw us to peace and love with the joy and sweetness of Shabbat. So a lot of this language in Yedid Nefesh is sort of related to Shir HaShirim. It's sort of the closure. So here's a tune that we may not have heard in a while, but Rabbi Yarkin knows it, so she'll help me. Yedid Nefesh HaRachaman Mishoch Abdecha El Ritzonecha Yarutz Abdecha Kimo Ayal Yishtachavel El Mol Hadarecha Te'arev Lo Yedidutecha Minofet Sof Bechol Tam Hadur na'et sin ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatecha ana el narfa nala nicharot lach noam sivecha az titchazek ותתרפא והייתה לה שמחת עולם ותיקחמונה רחמך והוא שנא על בין אהובך כי זה כמה נחשפתי לראות בתפארת עוזך אלך עמדה ליבי הוא שנא ואל תתעלם יגאלנה ופרוס אביבי עלי את סוכת שלומך תאיר ארץ מכבודך נגילה ונשבחה בך מהר אהוב כי במועד בחננו כימי עולם Yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die, yiddy die 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 die. Yiddy die 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 die.
Oh, Yeshef Koach Evan, that is my favorite Yadid Nefesh tune, and you'll have to take my word for it. But I was singing some stunning harmonies with that.
I couldn't hear any of it.
I know, I'm sorry. They were beautiful, my best. What a beautiful way to usher in our Friday night service with words of love and intimacy. Shall we continue with a Lehuna Ranana?
By our very own Rabbi Moshe Rothblum. Lechu niranina ala Adonai, Naria Naria Yitzur Yishenu. Lechu niranina ala Adonai, Naria Yitzur Yishenu. Nikadma panav bitodah, Bizmirot Naria lo. Lechu niranena la Adonai, Naria litzur yishenu. Ki el gadol gadol Adonai, Umelech gadol al kol Elohim, Asher biado mekrei haaretz, B'toafot harim lo. Lechu niranena la Adonai, Naria litzur yishenu. Lechu niranena la Adonai, Naria litzur yishenu. We continue silently in the middle of the page. Asher lo hayamu asinu. Arba'im shana akut bedur vayomar, Am to'e levavchem v'chem lo yadu darachai, Asher nishbati b'api im yavun el menuchati. Shall we continue?
We shall.
We shall.
Beautifully
Okay.
done as well. Well done for the Moshe Rothblum tune there as well. Shows your affiliation to Adat Ari El, your
Indeed.
support of our mighty community.
Now we're going to go to the East Coast by another living Chazan named Sal Zim, who is now in his 80s, but he's still practicing out on Long Island. And my brother just met him not too long ago. He has a jolly tune here for Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash, which is on page
13, if you're
13.
following along in the Lev Shalem.
This one's an easy one to follow. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai baruch shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Sahaperu bagoyim kivodo, Bechol hamim niflotav, Ki gadol Adonai umchulal meod, Norahu al kol Elohim. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai baruch shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Ki kolel Elohei hamim, Elilim v'Adonai shamayim v'yasa. Hod v'chadar lifanav, Oz v'tiferet b'mikdashto. La 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 la. Havu l'Adonai mishpachot hamim, Havu l'Adonai kivod va'oz, Havu l'Adonai kivod shemo, Ze'u mincha uvo l'achitzratov, Ishtachavu l'Adonai v'chadrat kodesh, הילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך על תיכון בית תבל, בל תימוד ידין עמים בימי שערים. ישמחו השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלאו, יירם הים, יירם הים, יירם הים ומלאו. ישמחו השמיים,
השמיים,
ישמחו השמיים.
השמיים.
It's a little delay there. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירנו כל עצי ההר. לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, בימים באמונתו. Now,
what psalm now speaks to your imagination?
I think we're going to continue with Adonai Malach Tegel Haaretz silently, and we will pick up with a very familiar melody at the end.
That's page 15 in the Lev Shana.
These are the last two lines. Ozaru ala tzadik uli'ishrei lev simcha. 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 Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai v'hodu lezecher kadsho. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai v'hodu lezecher kadsho. Next, we're going to skip to a very important psalm, Havu Lad Hashem B'nei Elim, which we do every Shabbat, usually when we bring the Torah back to the Ark. And that's on page, in my book, 206. In your book, it's
21.
21.
Yes.
This is a tune by Moshe Abramson. Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod ve'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai b'chadra kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai el mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai bechator, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et arzei chalvanon, Vayarkidem kimo egel, Levanon vesioyon kimo ben rebeimim, Kol Adonai chotzei lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechalel ayalot, v'yechesof v'yarot, uv'chechalo, kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamavul yashav, v'yeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz li'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom.
Delightful. I love that melody.
That concludes the preliminary psalms for Mincha, and leads us into our formal entry into Kabbalat Shabbat, which is Lecha Dodi.
Which to me is on page 23.
Couldn't decide what tune to use, so we're going to have a little greatest hits, Lecha Dodi greatest hits, Hopefully this will work.
Medley.
A medley. And we're going to start with, this is one you don't hear too often, but Meir Finkelstein, who for years was the Chazan at Sinai, wrote a Lechado di Samba. And whenever I lead with our friend David Kaminer, we usually rock out on that. We're going to go from that into a traditional melody, one by Lewandowski, which you should know from England, and then wrap it up with a tune by Leonard Cohen. Let's see if this works. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamur v'zachur בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת לכי תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי הוא אל מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. מקדש מלך, עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך עבדיך, רב לך שבט ימך הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארת עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. היתורי, כי בא אורך קומי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לא תפשי ולא תקמבי, מך תשחבתי ומה תחמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי, בניב תאיר אל תהילה. וחיו למסתיסו ששייך, ברכו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חתן על כלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. Everybody. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. Let's stand up and turn to the door. בואי ושלום, עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובשחלה.
תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לכבודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Woo!
Thank you.
The
Thank you, Leonard Cohen.
The Sabbath Queen is so pleased with the way you just sang those. All the three melodies were delicious. I don't normally feel Lachadodi in my shoulders for that first
yes.
one. That was incredible. Oh, and ending with Leonard Cohen's just vaulting hallelujah.
When we get back to shul, we'll do it with the rhythm section.
Yesha Koch, Evan, thank you so much for that. Shabbat Shalom to the Sabbath Queen, to the King, to Israel, to all of us celebrating Shabbat after a much needed hard week. We'll continue with the official Psalm for Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, on page 27.
Another Moshe Rothblum tune, and you all know it. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמחה עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך וימונותך הלילות. על אשור יעלה נבל עלי היגיון בחינות, כי שמחתני אדוני בפתח. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. Continue silently to the end. Tzadik atamar yifra, ki even balvanon yishger, shetolim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yifaru. Od yenuvun beseva, dishenim verananim yiu, lechagid ki yashar Adonai, tzuri tzuri velo avlata bo.
Delightful. Thank you so much. Yesha Koach again, Evan, for taking us through Kabbalat Shabbat. We now have a special guest joining us. It is Stephanie Klasky-Gamer, who is a long-time Adat Ari El member who has trusted us to even give Jewish education to her children. That's how integrated she is to Adat Ari El. And she's here, though, not just as a loving, wonderful member, but as the director of LA Family Housing. We have been partnering with this organization for many, many years. They are one of the receivers of the Mitzvah Day collections, and we donate to them. And we had Mitzvah Day, as people know, just this past Sunday. And we gave a bunch of different things, jeans and shoes, books, and I believe some food and clothing to the organization. And we wanted not just for that to be this remote, anonymous thing, but to just get the chance to hear from them, to get to know them, to see what our donations actually go towards. And we're going to do this with the other organizations as well over the year that we partner with, just to make sure that they know that we love them and we want to hear how best we can continue to support them. And so for our Torah moment, we thought that we would have Stephanie speak to us, because the deed of giving to those in need is Torah. That's Torah in motion. And we also thought what a wonderful thing would be for her to do the candle lighting, because she literally brings light into our lives. So Stephanie, if you want to unmute yourself and then lead us in the candle lighting. If you want to sing along with her at home, you're welcome to do this to your candles, to stand if you want, to say Shabbat Shalom afterwards. And then Stephanie will just tell us a little bit more about LA Family Housing. So I'm going to mute myself and over to my lovely Stephanie.
Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As being a parent who has raised 3 kids at Adat Ari El, this is our ECC medley that we still use at home. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushani b'mitzvotav Letzivani letzivani lechad lifnei Letzivani letzivani lechad lifnei Letzivani letzivani lechad lifnei Shel Shabbat.
Mwah! Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That was my husband, Steve. So Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and thank you so much for inviting me to come, not just as part of the Adat Ari El family, but part of LA Family Housing. LA Family Housing, as many of you might know, is a nonprofit homeless services and housing development company based in North Hollywood, just up the street from Adat Ari El. When we formed in the early 80s, we were formed by a group of faith leaders that came together, Valley Interfaith Council. And Valley Interfaith Council at that time bought an old motel on Lankershim Boulevard, north of Sherman Way, and converted that motel into a shelter. It was the first homeless shelter in the San Fernando Valley, so we very creatively called it Valley Shelter. Over the next 35 years, our organization has grown so that we provide more than just shelter, but we build apartment buildings that are permanently affordable, that provide supportive services, helping families and individuals transition out of homelessness. You may see my team around the valley providing outreach services, driving and connecting with people still sadly living outdoors, providing them with resources they need to stay healthy, particularly under COVID, while they remain outside, and we try and connect them with appropriate housing, either coming indoors into shelter, interim housing, or linking them into permanently affordable rental housing. We now have 27 properties across the city. We have 9 more in our pipeline that we're building, from Lakeview Terrace to North Hollywood to Boyle Heights to South LA. We work across the city, but we can't do any of our work without all of you. LA Family Housing Adat Ari El has been an extraordinary partner to LA Family Housing, not just in wonderful mitzvah day. Last week, you guys contributed 40 gift cards so that families and kids that we work with can buy shoes. We serve 11,000 people a year, and that work is enriched by all of the generosity and volunteer hours and donations of items brought in by our Adat Ari El family. So I personally am so appreciative. I love when my 2 worlds are linked, my Adat Ari El world, my LA Family Housing world, really come together. In addition to partnering with us during Mitzvah Day, you partner with us throughout the year. So many of our kids participate in volunteer activities. We have hosted LA, many of you might not know this, but for many years we have hosted LA Family Housing's Winter Wonderland. It's a holiday party at the end of the year. We have a few hundred families that come onto the campus at Adat Ari El, and they enjoy a wonderful celebration from Santa's workshop in our Farber Auditorium has Santa Claus. Our Santa's workshop is in the social lounge next to the sanctuary. We take advantage of the youth activities and programs out on the field of the day school and the JLC. We just take advantage of this wonderful partnership because of the generosity of all of you. And so I thank you on behalf of all of our clients. Your support helps us help families out of homelessness and move into their own homes. So thank you so much. I don't know how much time I had, so I don't want to talk too long.
Darabah, Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know some of us know the history, but some of us only know the initials, and it's just lovely to get a little taste of all those things that you do. I actually forgot that LA Family Housing also did that amazing party and celebration and feeding of families over winter holidays. So that's you as well. And what I'll do on Facebook as well is post the link to your website, because I know that not everyone got the chance to donate on the Sunday because there was only a small window and maybe you weren't able to. And if you are so moved and you're able to give, a direct donation would, I'm sure, be a wonderful way just to help these families in need. So again, Toda Rabah, thank you so much for the precious work that you do in our community. And yeah, I know that you're around just in general, so if people have questions, they can, I'm sure, email you, phone up LA Family Housing. And again, a big Shabbat Shalom, Yesher Koach, and give love to your kiddies. So with that, you can turn yourself off and feel free just to continue to sing with Evan, who is going to do an incredible Ma'ariv right now for us. We're on page 39b in the Lev Shalem. So please rise if you can and find your eastward direction. Not your Clint Eastwood, but your Eastwood, and we'll continue our davening service. And Evan, I can be your echo, so I can say the Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed line, so I will stay unmuted just for this.
All right, very good.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Voed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Voed.
We may be seated.
may be seated.
We continue.
יום ולילה כהן אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומבין לילה, מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Continue with Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורך יומנו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך יומנו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך יומנו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם דבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושופטך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Emet and Toda Rabah for that Shema. We will continue in the lead up to our Micha Mocha.
Yes.
And if you want to do any Emet for Emunata, you're welcome. Or just take us through. We're shortly on page 44.
Let's see if I can do this from memory. I didn't prepare, but you could help me. Emet v'emunah, emet v'emunah, emet v'emunah kol zot, v'kayam aleinu, ki hu Adonai Eloheinu. Oh, no, that's emet v'emunah kol zot, right?
Beautiful. That was perfect.
That was Moshe's tune as well. Sorry, Moshe, if you're watching. ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליכם, משה ובני ישראל חנו שירה, בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אל מלכותך, ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך
לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו ביד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Amen. We continue on page 45 with Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, יעמדנו מלכנו לחיים, ברוסנו חזקת. כי אל שומרנו מצילנו אתה, כי אל מלכנו ברכנו אתה, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו צוקת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Amen. V'shomaru. I'm on page 46. I wonder what tune you're going to do.
I wonder indeed, the world famous. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. עוד היא לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Just glorious. We continue with a Chatzi Kaddish, and then I think we'll go straight into our silent Ma'ariv Amidah. That's on page 47. So find your own space for this. Daven in a language that makes the most sense to you, that helps you get as high as you can spiritually. Or just take these moments for some silent reflection. Connect your heart to your head. Pray what it is you need to pray at this time. Make this moment count. But before then, a Chatzi Kaddish. Take it away, Evan Greenspan.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ילמד יברכיותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי לקודשה בריחו, ליהי מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ויאמרו אמן.
Amen indeed. Page 47 to page 52, our Ma'ariv silent Amidah.
מלך חוזר משיח מגן מגן אברהם בת חגים ולמלאים החיים איתי מטה רב וגושיח מחובר חיים בחסדים לי מעשי שמיים וארץ בחרתו בכל הימים וקידשתו מכל הזמנים וכן כתוב בתורתך בחיי. יעקב ישראל קדוש הוא.
Feel free to take a few more moments just to ensure that you get your prayer in. And then momentarily, we will continue, I believe, with an Oseh Shalom.
I think that's a good one.
It's a prayer for peace.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Here we go. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen.
Let's do a Kaddish Shalem. I'm on page 54. And then we will have a Kiddush. Lots of Kiddush, lots of holiness right now for Shabbat.
But I have to find my page. Hold on one second. Kaddish Shalom 250. Aha. Okay. And this is the tune everybody loves, even though it's for the Yamim Noraim, but we'll do it anyway. Yitgadal. It's the
Yitgadal
V'yigadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrahiyutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'gala v'zman kariv v'yimeru 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 yimeru amen.
Amen.
Yehesh me'rabah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitatar v'yitaleh v'yitaleh Shemei, Shemei, Shemei Dekudesha, Shemei Dekudesha Brichu, Le'ela min kol bichata, B'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Damiran v'alma, V'yimeru Amen. Titkabal tzelahat chon uvad chon dechol Beit Yisrael kadabuvon dishmaya v'yimeru Amen. Yehesh lama Rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru Amen. Ose shalom b'meroma uyase shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru 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 Amen.
Ah, those high notes, they're delicious. Speaking of deliciousness, speaking of sweetness, let's talk about Kiddush. I'm on page 55. Lead the way.
We shall. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadesho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron ma'aseh bereshit. Ki hu yom tehillah lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Ki banu v'acharta yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kadshecha b'yahava uvratzon in Chaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. So we started talking about ahava, love, and we end V'shabbat kadshecha bi'ahava. Uvratzon in Chaltanu.
That's never occurred to me before. Thank you so much. You're not only filling in as a cancer, but you're also being rabbinic as well. 2 for 1.
The bookends of Shabbat. It's all about love, baby.
Beautiful. Let's give more love, this time just directly to God with an Aleinu. We will bow down in a dramatic gesture to say we acclaim God as our sovereign. So let's rise again if we can. Aleinu on page 56.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש, ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשבותה, אל לבבך, כי אדוני אלוהים השמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. כי המלכות שלך היא מלאת תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We've now arrived at a moment for sadness, for remembering, for recollection. It is our Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. We want to offer condolences at this time to the family and friends of Lillian Wolk, who passed away earlier this week, and also to the family and friends of Rosalie Weiner, both of whom were dearly, dearly loved. And we offer a virtual hug to their families and to all the friends who are going to miss them very, very much. I posted on Facebook the full list of all of the yacht sites that Adat Ari El observes over the whole coming week. So please feel free to have a look and also write your own if we omitted the name of anyone that you are saying this prayer for in English or Hebrew. And you can also just hold those names in your heart, in your mind, and we say these words together. So I ask anyone at this moment who is saying this prayer to rise if you can. And I'm on page 58 in this Siddur. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. V'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'lomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shamaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. May their memories be a blessing. I also see that Bonnie Gellis has shared the name Selma Gellis with us as well. Thank you for being part of our service, Bonnie. I miss you and love you. And I hope you had a good birthday last week. And thank you for that name. And so, without too long, just a couple of announcements. Really, they're just thank yous. We want to thank again Stephanie Klasky Gamer for just sharing with us some of the fabulous work she does with her crucial organization, LA Family Housing. Another reminder that if you weren't able to donate, one of those collections that we give them annually is the Shoes That Fit. And you are welcome. They have about 700 families they are looking after, I was told earlier. And those kids have feet that get bigger. So if you want to donate a pair of shoes, or even just as usefully, give them a gift card so that they can find out which shoes are needed. Although really, you can imagine every size, every color, every gender, although really shoes can be gender neutral, it's fine. Go for it. And again, they've got their website. It's very easy. It's lafh.org. So please shower them with love. This is a way to keep Torah alive and well. So thank you, Stephanie. And a massive thank you and Yesha Koach once again to our gorgeous, wonderful service leader, Evan Greenspan, who delighted me with some of my favorite tunes and who couldn't even give me just one perfect Lachadodi. He gave me 3. So someone else can try to break that record. Thank you so much, Toda Rabah. You filling in for Cantor Judy Aronoff gave her a few days of much needed vacation. So yes. You did a double mitzvah by allowing us to pray and allowing her to rest. So Mel Aronoff sends his love as well, just for freeing her up. And really just visit our website for upcoming events. I do know that the Hanukkah Boutique has been very successful on their online ventures. and they are continuing to keep themselves open for people to purchase remotely. So if you want to buy some lovely items for yourselves, for your friends, and help support the women of Adat, again, go online. It's on our website at adatariel.org, and you can make some purchases. And we've been, over the past week, interviewing vendors on Facebook, so you can check out some of those videos, as well as our Shabbat Sizzle. Every week we've been going around to different congregants who like to cook, and asking them, tell us something you like to make for Shabbat or otherwise. And it's a lovely, delightful, sizzling video. And if you want to be interviewed, and you're not too camera shy, just let us know. So we'll have you on, because at some point we're going to need you as we go through the community. Anyway, apologies as well if I'm a little bit blurry. My internet is being silly right now, but I hope it's bearable. But that also means I will wrap up any other announcements, just in case you're not hearing me very well. So we'll see you online at 9:30 for a regular Shabbat morning service. And with that, I'm going to pass us back over to Mr. Greenspan, who will regale us with an Adon Olam.
Or my recipe for fish heads and mamalega. Just kidding. Okay.
Adon Olam asher malach בטרם כל יציר נברא לי את נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמעון נקרא יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 ויחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 היי יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי בצור חבלי ביצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום נקרא יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 Yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la. בידו הפקיד רוחי, והייתי שם, ויעירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. יאללה la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, hey, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la.
Yesha Koach, big Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Mwah. Remote hugs and kisses from all of us at Adat Ariel to all of you. Mwah.